Welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. So where we last left off, all the servants, the remaining servants that is, and decided to split apart and go to the and they go to the kitchen. Such. George, however, decided to go with them because, you know, the overly concerned for Shannon, of course, knowing those two are close. So that leaves, George, or not George, Battler, Maria, Rosa. Let's just say that Rosa, I don't even know what's going on here. But what I do know is that Beatrice is just forcing Battler to like commit concerning the dominance within the special condition, of course. Like I said, I don't even want to go into detail. Let's continue. And they all fell silent. Shannon kept crying no matter how many times she was consoled, thinking that listening to the witch's secret whispers and breaking the spirit mirror on that day had been the mistake that ruined everything.
君に囁いたという魔女は、その鏡があると力を失うんだね。
少し説明してくれた気がしますが、よく覚えていません。あの鏡があると力が出せないというようなことを言っていたと思います。
君が割ったというその鏡はどうしたの？
覚えていません。多分割ったまま立ち去りましたから、そのままそこに残ってたでしょう。
How do you mean you left it behind when you broke? I wouldn't. And then I'm surprised she didn't take it with her.
ということは、岩礁が雷で撃たれて消えたとかいうときに海の底か。まあ、拾って接着剤で貼り付けたところで、ご利益は戻らないだろうけどね。
You doubt picking it up and taping it together would make it start working. As if. Oh wait, flex tape doesn't exist in the 80s. Okay, never mind.
私は本当になんてことを。
Man, I'm pretty sure you can find some sort of stupid method to duct tape it.
ごめん。失言したよ。
He didn't know Shannon breaking the mirror really had started all this off. Though the servants didn't blame Shannon, they all seemed to believe that her actions had been the cause. But even now, George wasn't able to go that far. All this talk about witches and mirrors just sounded fake to him, even though he was trying to be open-minded. Even so, he listened seriously to Shannon's story, trying to find a hint that might relieve at least a little of the pain of his heart.
そういえば、その鳥居にあったものとは違うでしょうが、奥様がお守りとして霊鏡をお持ちになっていると聞いたことがあります。
夏日おばさんが？
はい。おじい様の形見分けか何かでもらったものだそうで、とても強い魔除けの力を持つ由緒正しい霊鏡だとかなんとか。
A memento in her room.
同じ話は私も聞いたことがある。鏡は良くないものを反射して弾き返す力があるのだとか。
その霊鏡があれば、魔女のベアトリーチェに対抗できるかな？
When George proposed this, the servants looked up.
祀っていた鳥居と祠はもうないかもしれないけれど、霊鏡がもう一枚あるのは重要なことだよ。夏日おばさんの実家は 神職にも通じていると聞いたことがある。
Her family is descended from Shinto priests? That's something I never. I could have sworn I heard this from. What had I heard this from the last episode? This is just it's actually new that came up.
それは本当に単なる鏡ではないかもしれない。
Maybe it isn't a prop.
確か奥様は宝物箱に入れて大事にしまっているとおっしゃっていたような気がします。そんなに大きいものではないのかもしれません。
Easy as it seems.
大きさの問題ではなかったと思います。私が割った鏡も一見大したことのない小さな鏡に見えました。
相手がオカルトならこちらもオカルトの手段で対抗するしかない。ただこうして座っていても何も解決しない。単なる気休めだとしてもやってみる価値はあるよ。
Of course, this didn't mean George had accepted the witch. However, he thought it'd be necessary to have some kind of purification ceremony to heal the wounds in Shannon's heart. So this story about Natsuki's spirit mirror was really convenient.
行こう。魔女をやっつけようなんて大それたことは言わないよ。でも魔女から身を守る魔除けがあってもいいと思う。
Well, that's one way to have some optimism.
前にマリアちゃんに聞いたんだけど、おじい様の部屋の扉は強力な魔除けが施されているんでしょ。さすがおじい様だね。オカルトに対する防御も十分だったわけだ。行こう。夏日おばさんの部屋へ。
Look at that. See, this is the kind of guy that has some optimism. I like that guy. Drink some water.
しかし奥様の部屋には鍵がかかっていると思います。
Oh wait, because we got rid of they took away they already gave the master keys to those.
真っ先はローザ様にお返ししてしまいましたし、
Well, ain't that some shit.
キーボックスのある使用人室も施錠されてしまいましたし。
Great.
ならばその鍵は夏日おばさんが持ち歩いているはず。礼拝堂にはまだ夏日おばさんの遺体があるはずだ。
Oh boy.
警察が来る前に勝手にいじってしまうのは悪いことだけれど、それについてはちゃんと説明しよ
う。Explanation? You mean explanation?
しかし礼拝堂の入り口も鍵がかけられております。
ゴーダさんの腕力じゃガラス一枚割れないのかい？その辺の石で叩き割ればいい。
Yeah, Goda. It's not that hard to. This chapel is a sacred place, my ass.
大切な礼拝堂の窓を破ってしまっても、よろしいのでしょうか。
Not like Kenzo can hear it from miles away, does he?
おじい様に怒られるときは僕が責任を持つよ。僕はもともと今日後宮家の全員と戦うつもりでいた。
Damn. Pretty sure I already said this, but this guy has balls.
君との婚約を許してもらうためにね。だから元よりその覚悟はある。ガラスを割ろう。そして夏日おばさんの遺体から鍵を借りよう。
George's announcement that you take responsibility seemed to have given the servants a great deal of courage. Shannon and Goda looked at each other, then looked at George's face again.
オカルトに詳しいおじい様だもの。夏日おばさんの霊境の力だってきっと理解してくれる。大丈夫。怒られたりなんかしない。
奥様の鏡で本当にベアトリーチェ様をもう一度封じることができるでしょうか。わ
からない。でも 試す価値はあると思う。なら行こう。表はどんどん暗くなっちゃうよ。急ごう。シャノンは懐中電灯を、ゴーダさんはガラスを割れそうな道具を、ゲンジさんはすみません、傘の用意をお願いします。
はい。
And everyone agrees. George taking the leader role. The servants, who had been rejected by Rosa, gained a new master and started to move. George, who was normally calm and gentle, was now radiating dignity. Shannon checked the emergency flashlight, just in case. He changed the batteries. Goda was testing several heavy-looking cooking tools. Normally, a highly praised chef like him wouldn't want to use them for something other than their intended purpose. But now, he was frantic to fulfill the orders of the one he accepted as his master. After some worrying, he took a large, thick-feeling frying pan. Genji removed several umbrellas from the umbrella stand set in the corner near the kitchen door. He took 3 of them.
ゲンジさん、
私はご一緒できません。ご用命の時に全員がいないようなことがあっては、後ろ宮家使用人頭として恥ずかしいことです。
そんな源氏さん、今のこの屋敷で一人でいることがどれだけ危険か、あなたもわかるでしょう。
Now, why would you want to be going all by yourself?
私は行けぬ。親方様からいつお呼び出しがあってもいいように、私はここにいなくてはならぬ。
True. Otherwise, he had to take full responsibility.
源氏様。
Oh boy.
行ってジョージ様にお仕えするように、くれぐれも粗相のないように。ゴーダ、手本となるようよろしく頼む。
はい、お任せください。
必ずやお役目を果たします。
本当にいいんですね、ゲンジさん。
はい。私はもうこの年です。今日までの人生は全て親方様に受けたご恩をお返しするための日々でした。このような老いぼれがどうなろうと、全てはルーレットの熱次第。私はどのような結果が出るのかをここに座って見届けたいと思います。
As Genji said that, he sat down. As though saying that he didn't intend to discuss this anymore, his gaze fell to the chessboard that he played Nanjo on. When George saw this, he decided to leave Genji there.
行こう、みんな。今は少し風もおとなしいみたいだ。
When George took an umbrella and dashed down the hallway, Shannon and Goda chased after him, each holding a tool. Why is it going quiet? And Genji's now all by himself. Why am I getting the feeling that he's gonna die? He's gonna die alone in the kitchen. After they flew out of the room, Genji quietly stretched his hand out to the side of the chessboard. He softly pulled something there toward himself, covering it with his palm. Genji filled his breathing even more than before. As he did, something flashed gold. From inside an ice pail set on the counter, a small gold butterfly appeared, softly and silently. It was almost as though it had seen George in a rest stall and was trying to secretly chase after them. It happened in an instant. The elegant gold butterfly, flapping its wings, was pinned against the wall by the knife Genji threw, just like a butterfly in a bug collector. After the gold butterfly beat its wings several times, looking like it was in pain, it accepted the fact that it couldn't break free. It became fine gold powder in smoke and disappeared as though it had melted into water. Genji still gazed down at the chessboard as though nothing had happened. Maybe he could think of a brilliant move very soon, but no matter what move he made, his opponent would not be able to respond for all eternity. Even though he knew that, Genji searched for a brilliant move. It must have been the perfect way to kill time during the short period before some fate would be given to him. He didn't know what result the roulette would bring about, but that decision would be made very soon. No one could interfere with the tumbling roulette ball. Now here's the thing though. Why couldn't he just... Oh wait. I guess they can't really convince Rosa to give them follow the master key knowing they don't trust the servant, knowing she can't trust the servants. Can't really, sneak in or break the door down. I guess they prefer this the well, it's either hard way, considering how Rosa treats the servants. Can't do the hard way, it seems, or easy way. Not really easy way, just the point. The door to the parlor was not only locked, but blocked with a barricade made of sofas and the like. Because of that, Aunt Rosie seemed to suspect that any suspicious person approaching would break in through the window. Sitting on a one-person sofa, her back to the door, she continued to hold on to her gun. I didn't know what was what anymore. Even though my body and mind, I played with Maria as she wanted. Maria has said it. Beatrice was testing to see if we could solve the epitaph of the gold, so we had to try and figure out this riddle. In the beginning, I was a little interested in trying to solve it, but I didn't even have a clue where to start in this weird text. I didn't doubt that there was some riddle hidden there, but I seriously doubted I'd be able to suddenly leap to an answer. In the middle part of the epitaph, there were the lines going from the first to the 10th twilight, telling us to journey to the Golden Land. On the first twilight, offer the six chosen by the key as sacrifice, which is parent. On the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close, Jessica and Canon. It was obvious that this hinted at the sixth. It was obvious that this hinted at the first murders that had already occurred in the chapel, and Jessica and Kanonkun's murder. If this was being followed, we still had to be prepared for 5 more people to be killed. On the fourth twilight, gouged the head and kill. The fifth twilight, gouged the chest and kill. The sixth twilight, gouged the stomach and kill. On the seventh twilight, gouged the knee and kill. On the eighth twilight, gouged the leg and kill. Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa Bachan's corpses still haven't been found. However, if this follows the pattern, they are the sacrifices for the fourth and fifth twilight. They'll surely be found in a pitiful state with their head and chest gouged. So, can we expect that 3 more of us will be gouged in the stomach, knee, leg, and killed? Who will it be? I looked around the room, noticing that there were 3 people here, but how should I put it? My emotions seemed paralyzed. Strangely, I didn't feel frightened. As I leaned against the sofa with the top part of my body, gazing up at the ceiling, Maria noticed. Apparently, she felt I was slacking off in my riddle solving. She got mad at me for not taking this seriously enough.
なあ、マリア。
She's like, what?
ベアトリーチェは確か、これを解いたらどうするって言ってたんだっけ？
I'm sure the witch wrote in her letter that she'd give up on collecting interest, or something abstract like that. I optimistically took that to mean she'd give up on killing the whole family. But was it really written with that meaning? I mean, she said she'll kill everyone. It'll be kind of ridiculous. Not really ridiculous, but pretty wild. Really written with that meaning. For some reason, I couldn't convince myself that solving the riddle would really save me. I feel like maybe even if we do solve it, we'll just be doing what the culprit wants, and it'll all be a wasted effort.
ううん、そんなことはない。この碑文が解けたら、ベアとの儀式はおしまいになる。だからもうそれ以上、誰も死ななくなる。
You really think so?
本当にか？そういうルールを奴が提示してるだけだろ。この謎を解けば多分じいさまの隠し黄金のありかがわかるんだろう。奴はきっとそれを狙って。
狙わないよ。
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure in the following Twilight, he's gonna make up all the rules. Whichever she'll kill doesn't really matter.
なんでそう断言できるんだよ。
黄金は最初からベアとのものだもん。自分のものを狙ったりなんかしない。
じゃあどうしてベアトは俺たちにこんな大ヒントを授けてくれたんだ？というかどうしてこんなゲームじみたことを仕掛けてきたんだ？
魔法にはリスクが必要なの。
Look, it's not an easy puzzle. There are some risks after all.
リスク？よく意味がわかんねえな。
Come on, Battler. I mean, pretty sure. Surely when it comes to Twilights like these, that there are some risks and sacrifices that we take it for granted, right?
例えばマラソン。
In a marathon.
完走すれば誰でももらえるメダルと、一番になった人しかもらえないメダルって同じ価値だと思う？
思わねえぜ。つまりなんだよ。結局奴は遊んでるってことなのか？わざとこっちにチャンスを与えるようなことをして。
違う。それがね、魔法というものなの。どんな大きな魔法にも絶対にリスクや弱点があるの。ないといけないの。
魔法って言われるとピンとこねえが、ギャンブルだって考えれば少しは理解できるな。でかく失う覚悟がなきゃでかくは勝てない。そして勝ち目の薄いギャンブルであればあるほど配当はでかくなる。
その通りだよ。だからベアトは儀式のリスクをちゃんとみんなに説明したの。だからこの謎を解けばちゃんと儀式は中断される。だってそれを約束違反したらリスクにならない。
That's so.
これを解けば奴は本当に約束を守るのか？
He's like, are you really sure about this?
花は枯れるのにどうして美しいの？造花は見分けがつかないほど精巧でもどうして美しくないの？人間は死を賭すから奇跡が起こせる。不死の人間がいたとしてその人物に何の奇跡も起こせる道理はない。私たちも人生も魔女も儀式も、私たちはリスクを負わなければ何も成し遂げられないの。
謎が解けたらどうするんだ？ピンポーンって鳴らして挙手して回答を魔女に伝えて 答え合わせをするのか？
それは知らない。でも、解けばきっと、自動的に儀式は終わる。
How do we? Here's the thing, though. The ceremony will surely end like in an instant. It's not like Beatrice can actually see it, though.
マリアは詳しいな。
Words.
そいつはみんな、ベアトリーチェに習ったのか？
Take it as a yes, then. So, if you don't bear risk, nothing can be gained. Is that it? That definitely is the way of the world, but it's sort of in conflict with the chessboard thinking I like so much. At least when making moves in chess, players grope for the best move, always trying to avoid risk, hoping for an advantage. Advantage turn at events. They don't trust the chance, like in gambling. That's right. There's no room for gambling in an intellectual game. Yet, this person called Beatrice has created such an outrageous crime, or maybe a ceremony, while purposefully imposing conditions for her own loss and announcing it less. In chess, you always play your best move, so by putting yourself in your opponent's position, you can predict their next move. However, we can't be sure that Beatrice's moves are always the best moves possible. I thought she was probably making us focus on the epitaph to fool us in some way, speaking in riddles. According to Maria, that alone was possible. She said this was a genuine risk, genuine risk that the witch had taken, therefore proof that this was a formal ceremony. Formal ceremony for magic. I can't understand this witch called Beatrice. If she's committing this chain of murders with some goal in mind, why did she go to all the trouble of exposing the conditions for her defeat? No matter how I spin the chessboard around and think from my opponent's perspective, I can't understand why she'd give up if this riddle's solved. This riddle's solved. Isn't it almost as though Beatrice doesn't care whether she wins or loses? Of course, chessboard reasons work against an opponent like that. I don't understand. I don't understand. What is Beatrice after that's making her carry out this crime? If she just wanted to massacre us all, she could have done it quietly without this whole crazy setup. There was no need for that kind-hearted advance notice, all this self-aware closed room stuff, or any of the rest. It's all overacting. I've got no clue what it means. Will I be unable to understand everything as long as I keep thinking of Beatrice as a greedy human culprit? If I don't accept her as a witch, will my chessboard thinking be stuck before I've even lined up the pieces? Good question. I mean, if she's gonna kill off all of them at once, it doesn't really no point of it would be end of game in an instant. Might as well do it like bit by bit, I guess. I don't know how our game works. If she really is a witch and everything Maria said is true, then there's only one thing for us to do. The theory building and discord and searching for the culprit has all been pointless. We should have all gathered in the dining hall, combining our knowledge to solve the riddle. By combining the knowledge of that many people, we might have been able to grasp at least a thread of the answer. The greedy humans, each desiring to gain something over their opponent, were getting offered up as sacrifices one by one without gathering the knowledge together. In the end, did the humans get what they deserved? They thought they were using their brain, but they were actually thinking only of their greedy self. In the end, chessboard theory is a thinking technique where you project yourself on your opponent. So greedy people see their greedy selves inside their opponent. I looked lazily at Aunt Rosa. She was probably tired from being under all this tension the whole time. She couldn't sleep, but She kept staring vaguely at some point off in space. Aunt Rosa had announced that we couldn't trust anyone who hadn't been killed. Yeah, as I'm pretty sure I already said this, but I, I guess if the ones that don't get killed, then it's not. It's like it's just instantly we can't even trust them. Then even there's like a blood splatter there. You think the body's just okay. Aunt Rosa's chessboard thinking saw herself inside her opponent. In other words, maybe Aunt Rosa was an isolated woman, unable to trust anyone, unable to let her guard down. Long ago, I think I heard a bit about it from my dad. Aunt Rosa was originally a very obedient child, but her age was too far separated from the other siblings, and they often made conflicting demands of her during their confrontation. Thanks to this, she'd undergone a lot of psychologically harsh experiences in her youth. Well, there you have it. Her older siblings are shitty. I get. It's like, well, no wonder this game focuses on mental health. The almost every adult in this game has a fucked up mental health. There you go. Often, when she copied one of her siblings, another sibling would give her a hard time. True, Aunt Rosa said many things today that could be taken as abusive, but that means those words were once showered upon her, which is why they were engraved in her vocabulary. The many abusive words that she'd spoken were also words that she'd been showered with in the past. Now that I think about it, I've had the feeling that her style of speech sometimes has traces of Uncle Kraus or Aunt Eva in it. I'd understood it as them being similar because they were siblings, but maybe it wasn't just that. For the first time, I truly sympathized with Aunt Rosa, whom I'd always assumed was just quiet and gentle. And what about Maria? Maria has been making a certain claim for a while now. If we can solve the riddle the wish displayed to us, the ceremony will be halted, and we'll definitely be saved. I think she also said that Beatrice will never break a promise. But this is Maria we're talking about. She herself never breaks promises, and she has the most innocent heart. You think so? So she believes Beatrice also won't break her promises. She's able to believe that. But isn't that just an image of Beatrice in Maria's mind? There's no proof that the real Beatrice always keeps her promises, right?
わらわは約束は守る。
In red.
碑文の謎を解けば、黄金鏡へ至ることができるだろう。さすれば、儀式は終わる。それ以上誰も死にはせぬ。
お前みたいな怪道の極みが、ルールを遵守するってのかよ。
Complete monster like you follows the rules?
わらわが、残忍で卑劣で下道であることを否定はせぬ。
Well, you won't deny. Well, you just admitted it then.
だが、わらわは魔女だ。魔法を使う。魔法を使うには、守らねばならぬルールがある。わらわは魔女だからこそ、それをないがしろにできぬのだ。それだけは信じるがよい。
You should believe at least that much, huh? No words.
これだけめちゃくちゃやってきて、それでもルールだけは信じろってのかよ。
Well, if you're using quote-unquote magic, you're basically making up the rules then.
わらわはたぶらかしはする。もちろん人も騙す。人間と変わらぬ。だが、 約束として口にしたことを保護にしたことは一度もない。人間はどうか。約束を必ず守るのか？
約束を守ろうなんてキャッチフレーズがある以上、ちゃんと履行されてるかどうかは疑わしいな。
わらわから見れば人間の方がよっぽど利己的で下道な存在よ。
Damn, I guess that's true then.
人間の約束ほど疑わしいものはない。
Look.
わらわも時に人間と契約するが、くだらない願い一つ叶えるのに、どれほど厳重に取り決めをするか想像もつくまい。
Damn. But and I'm pretty sure any human can be selfish and entitled.
少しでも隙があると、連中はすぐに叶える願いの数を100に増やせとか、小さな豆粒に変身してみろとか言い出す。
Go turn yourself into a bean. That's wild. Not really wild, but that's kind of silly.
親父によく言われたぜ。契約書ほど怖えもんはねえって。
There's nothing as scary as contracts. Now here's the thing though with contracts.
よく読まずにハンコを押すやつは、骨の髄まで喋られて当然だって言ってたぜ。
Yeah, but there's a thing with contracts where anytime you read the fine print, it doesn't hurt to say no.
悪徳で荒稼ぎしてやがったんだな。
It's only natural that people sign without reading them, so will get cheated about. Yeah, but that's only for people that don't say no to a contract, depending on what's the situation.
察しろ。人は生まれながらに詐欺を知りはせぬ。どこかで被った。だから覚えた。押し付け合わずにはいられぬ人の世の罪か。はて、どこの魔女に聞いたやら。まあいい。
A witch somewhere? I wonder who is it?
そなたが思っているほど、わらわも無慈悲ではないぞ。
I don't know if there's even a witch out there that is worse than her.
嘘をつけ。
Balor's like, yeah, right, that's bullshit.
これだけの大勢を、しかもまたこんな残酷な方法で殺しておいて、何が無慈悲ではないだ。約束は守るだと？いい加減なことを言うな。俺はお前を認めない。断じてそれを譲らないことだけがお前への抵抗だと俺は信じてる。
なるほど。永遠の苛波であるのは、わらわに対しても同じであるというわけか。かもしれぬな。1000年は長い。魔女の強さは魔力より我慢強さで決まるのかもしれんな。
Not by their magical power, but by the strength of the endurance.
なるほど。ベルン教の恐ろしさもうなずける。
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about Burn Castle.
何をわけのわかんねえ話をブツブツ言ってやがる。さっさと永遠の苛波とやらを続けろよ。俺は1000年でも1万年でも付き合う覚悟だぜ。
10,000 years, damn. Talk about dedication. I'd be crumbling into dust by until that time.
よいよい。少しは戦う気力も戻ってきたようだな。そうでなければつまらない。ほら、対戦ゲームでもよくあるだろ？
Depends on which competitive game they're talking about.
乱入したけど、相手があまりに弱くて拍子抜けで、わざと負けて最終ラウンドまで延長させて、最後に本気でフルボッコにすることとかってあるだろう？
Damn, Beatrice, I did not know you play a lot of competitive video games. Oh boy. Is there even a meme out there that can actually fulfill that context?
例えの意味がわかんねえよ。
You don't get what that... Come on, man.
ワインと同じよ。よく熟成させねば輝かぬ。
If you don't let it age well, it won't sparkle.
お前は、それに耐えられるワインだ。わらわがじっくり熟成させてやる。そなたを、わらわの優雅な時間を彩る最高の美酒に育て上げてやるぞ。
Is this really... I can't really think of a... Can't even think of this logic when it comes to a dirty mind.
だから、この程度で屈服などするな。わらわを引き続き否定してくれよ。何しろわらわは、そなたが認めぬ限り、儚き幻想に過ぎぬのだから。
There's that cackle. Oh, now we're back. Oh, I thought there was going to be more, but I guess not.
何度見ても辛いな。
Oh, I thought the chapel was dark, but now it's turned back on.
教中、お察しします。シャノンさん、鍵を頼みます。お亡くなりになられたとはいえ、奥様はレディーです。私には触れることができません。
はい。
Shannon nodded sharply, her expression filled with a sense of duty. George, Goda, and Shannon had broken a suitable window and were inside the chapel. Since they really hadn't wanted to break one, they searched for another way in, just in case. But in the end, after proving once again that there was nowhere they could slip in through, it only became more obvious that this chapel was a mysterious closed room. Inside the chapel, time had stopped ever since the last time they left it. Even George wasn't able to push that gruesome Halloween party again. It was only natural. It reminded him again of the sadness of losing both parents at once. And Goda, thinking of the possibility that those corpses might have changed in some horrible way now that half a day had passed, didn't want to let George get near them. Shannon had followed Goda's instructions and approached the party table. Normally, Shannon might have resented having another dirty job forced on her, but now, he could truly understand Goda's mental state. Obviously. Even though Goda had prodigious skill, he'd gotten dragged into trouble, losing his job and ending up left out in the street before Natsuki gave him a new life. Wait, what? Dragged into trouble? What kind of trouble there? Guess something happened past or something, but we can't really make a theory of. I mean, we could. Natsuki gave him a new life. What? the sound just stopped after I scrolled up. So it had been just a casual employment decision for Natsuki. Goda must have thought it a turning point in his fate. Those around Goda could see that he felt a special kind of loyalty to Natsuki, so he probably didn't want to lose that feeling even after death. Now that a half day had passed, the bodies of Natsuki and the rest had changed completely. Small bugs sniffing out of death had started to gather. It really wasn't something you'd want to look at directly.
奥様、失礼いたします。
There's no excuse me, considering that. I mean, Natsuki's already dead, and she treated you like pretty negatively about it. Because of her long experience as a servant, Shannon had an idea of which pocket Natsuki kept the key to her room in. It would probably be this pocket. Her guest didn't fail her. Just by touching the outside of the pocket, she was immediately able to feel it.
ありました。奥様の部屋の鍵です。
Wow. Well, that was easy. Shannon held the key up high, showing the others that it had been found. Well, progress has been made, it seems. All right. Next part. Let's see if they decide to head on back out the chapel and go to Noski to retain the mirror and, you know, let it be back to normal. So, like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Have a good one.